Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to talk about punishing the switch. In today's game, we are seeing more and more defenses switch ball screens and dribble handoffs. Going against a team that can switch 1 through 5 can be very frustrating unless you know how to counter the coverage and punish their switch. Switching, like the name suggests, is when the screener's defender switches onto the ball handler, and the on-ball defender switches onto the screener. In this video, we will cover the following ways you can punish a switching defense, and show a few clips for each. With that being said, let's dive right in. The first way you can punish a team that switches is by attacking the mismatch. There are two types of mismatches created by a switch, the first being a size mismatch. With the on-ball defender typically being a guard or smaller player, he is at a size disadvantage as soon as he switches onto the screener, who is usually a big. If the screener or big gets a smaller player switched onto him, he should immediately look to duck in and bury the smaller defender in the post. The next type of mismatch is a speed mismatch, and this can be exploited when the ball handler, usually a guard, gets the screener's defender, the big, switched onto him. Here this happens, and we can see Australia space the floor for Patty Mills to operate on Bam. With the screener's defender typically being a big, the ball handler should have the speed and quickness advantage, allowing him to get downhill and attack the rim, or create enough space to pull up. The ball handler can even initially pull the ball back out towards the perimeter, in turn pulling the bigger defender away from the paint and creating enough space to attack. The boomerang is also another option for the ball handler to take advantage of the speed mismatch. When coming off the ball screen, the ball handler can make a quick pass along the perimeter to another player, who immediately passes the ball back to the ball handler, or boomerangs it. This allows the ball handler to attack the bigger defender off the catch, going either direction. The screener slipping the ball screen is another way to combat or punish the switch. To do so, the screener would still sprint like he is going to set a ball screen, but rather than setting a stationary screen, he quickly cuts to the rim before the defense can react and adjust. Since the slip initially looks like any other ball screen, the two defenders involved in the action are expecting to switch offensive players. However, the quick slip to the rim often leads to two defenders guarding the ball. The ball handler can hit the big as he cuts to the rim, or if the help side defenders collapse to tag that cut, he can find an open shooter along the perimeter. Another way to punish the switch is by hitting the screener as he initially rolls to the rim. This option is occasionally open against the switch, especially when the defender switching onto the screener gets stuck on the top side. The key to hitting the screener rolling to the rim is to recognize the switch early and make a quick pocket pass or lob. Another great option to punish teams who switch is to attack their weakest defender with your best offensive player. You'll often see NBA teams use this counter, since they have players who can isolate so well. To do so, the offensive player who is being guarded by the opposing team's weakest defender will look to set a ball screen for your best offensive player. The defense switching this will leave your best player in a one-on-one situation against their worst defender. The final option against a switch, or really against any pick-and-roll coverage, is to punish the help. Switching forces teams to leave shooters on the perimeter and overhelp in an attempt to neutralize the mismatches. For example, if the screener ducks in and posts up the smaller defender, the remaining help defenders will collapse into the paint and make it difficult for the post entry. If the screener's defender is stuck on an island against a smaller ball handler, the remaining help defenders will help in the paint to prevent a straight line drive. Well guys, that's all for this one. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel for more weekly breakdowns.